Of the Society of Singers, Ginny Mancini.
It is a good evening, and welcome to the Society of Singers' 10th Ella Award presentation. And tribute to Julie Andrews. This award was established in 1989 in the name of the First Lady of Song, Ella Fitzgerald, who was the benchmark and the measure of vocal artistry with which the Society of Singers selects its honorees. Today would have been Ella's 83rd birthday, so it is fitting that we celebrate her and pay tribute to the vocal artistry of one of the greatest dames it has been my pleasure to know. The hills of Beverly are definitely alive with the sound of music. But first, I'd like to remind you of what we do and why we're here. So please turn your attention to the screens for a brief segment from CBS Sunday Morning.
Even if you're a singer who has had a hit record or two, doesn't necessarily mean you're set for life. You don't believe it? Just ask some of the singers who thought they were.
In the 60s and 70s, the musical group The Association had a stream of hits. Maurice Miller joined the group in 1970 and sang with them for 7 years. A series of strokes over the past 8 years have taken a toll. Enter the Society of Singers, a little-known group that Miller says saved him from the street. Last February, he moved into an apartment building in Sherman Oaks, outside of Los Angeles. The Society helps pay his rent and many of his other bills.
What is it that the Society of Singers has done for you?
Allowed me to hold on to some dignity.
No singer who has been a professional should ever have to beg for help.
Anyone who has made a living for 5 years as a singer is eligible for help. This year's winner was Tony Bennett. The proceeds are used to help singers who have been less successful. Singers like Patty Howard. For 7 years, this single mother supported herself as a backup singer for Whitney Houston.
The lowest point of that, we're looking at 3 years later, is getting a phone call from another singer and finding out that I no longer had a job.
Medical problems followed, and she lost her apartment. The Society of Singers paid her bills and moved her into the same building where Maurice Miller lives. In the last decade or so, about $1 million has been given out to 600 singers. Frankly, in Hollywood, that's not a lot of money.
There's a tendency to celebrate somebody's early success and then to accelerate their departure. You know, it's like King of the
Pat
Mountain.
Boone is on the board of the Society of Singers. He thinks some of the biggest and newest singers in the business could be more generous.
Because they've been so successful, especially if the success came early, it's hard for them to imagine that other singers couldn't have saved their money, managed investments, taken care of their futures.
A number of performers who have been helped with medical and other bills have appeared at benefits to raise money for other singers.
I was in a left-hand turn lane, and I was hit head-on, and my seatbelt lacerated my liver and broke my collarbone.
Shannon Moore is at the beginning of her career, not the end, although the accident almost killed her. During the 6 months of her recovery, The society helped pay her bills. A little helping hand in a town with a reputation for a lot of style, but a little heart.
To know that there are people out there that really care and will be there if something bad happens is just a really great relief.
Thank you. I'd like you to meet the gentleman who is going to assume the responsibility of the presidency and being the CEO of the Society of Singers, Mr. Mark Steinberg.
Thank you, Ginny. I want to thank you and Al Schlesinger and the members of the Board of Directors of the Society of Singers for electing me to the new full-time position of President and Chief Executive Officer. I accept. Who knew or dreamed some 12 years ago when Jeannie Hazard, that is, and Ginny took me to lunch to encourage my involvement in a fledgling organization, Society of Singers, that SOS and we would be where we are today and where we are tonight. It is precisely this long and warm relationship with SOS and the many good friends that I have come to know and work with that makes this so particularly gratifying. I am truly honored and delighted. Over these past years, and through the hard work and dedication of many people, SOS has established a firm foundation. It has accomplished and continues to meet many of the goals it first set for itself. Excuse me. To provide emergency relief for professional singers in need, often in dire need. Scholarships to recognize and encourage new talent. And most importantly, a home, actually a 24-unit apartment complex, to help singers in need of subsidized living arrangements. Now, with your continuing support and help, we shall build on that foundation to expand existing and create new programs and opportunities for SOS and all singers. I am mindful of the responsibilities of the job and very aware of the expectations. But I am also excited by the challenges and optimistic that the future may even be bigger and brighter than our illustrious past. So, in addition to thanking Ginny and Al and members of the board, members of our terrific staff, you and our many contributors and donors, I promise to stop speaking if each and every one of you here this evening, after enjoying a most fantastic Ella, will also promise to redouble your support for SOS as we embark on an exciting future. Hearing no objection, I will take your silence as agreement. Thank you and have a great evening.
I have had the good fortune of working with an extraordinary staff, committed volunteers, and your support has validated all of this hard work and inspired our enthusiasm. Once again, my dream production team is responsible for the thrills and chills you will enjoy this evening. Earl Brown, Ray Charles, Lee Hale, my co-chair Jean Hazard, and Tess Russell. Jules, this one is for you. Go, Ray.